Geno, you said you had hoped to get some answers to some questions in the first game. Did you leave the game with any answers or new questions, or what was that?
Yeah, it was a weird game, you know. It just looked like we had a hard time getting any kind of continuity on the offensive end. You know, it was really kind of a mishmash of things, you know. So I was really disappointed in that because I think we've spent a lot of time on that, but that kind of surprised me a little bit. You know, the fact that Kristen and Crystal and Megan scored most of our points, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's kind of how, you know, it's going to play out for most of the season. And defensively, we were really good at times and we're not so good at times. So, you know, you win and you move on. You know, for as far as first games go, I've seen better and I've seen worse. Let's put it that way.
With 4 players scoring all but 2 of the team's points, obviously you talked about having everyone try and contribute early and often at this point, but you know, are you going to have to, how is Anna and Aubrey especially, how are they going to have to get more involved in that? I mean, they only took 3 shots too, but you know, eventually you think that those 4 of those players, as much as it's helpful, can't do it all.
Yeah. Well, actually they can. I mean, I think when you look at the way the offense was moving or not moving, lack of movement, that means there's not going to be a lot of people touching the ball. So, you know, normally there's going to be more opportunities for more people, but today, for whatever reason, it just got stuck, you know, and we ended up having to go to a lot of one-on-one stuff or isolation stuff and just simple ball screen stuff. You know, so we're not quite fluid yet on the offensive end, but Anna and Aubrey have really struggled the last couple of days. I don't know whether it's nerves leading up to the first game or just I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. Those 2. So yeah, it's just a weird game, like I said. Not exactly what I hope we see in the future.
I have a question about how you guys were playing some defense in the first half. You started out in man, then you went to zone, you started pressing a little bit at the end of the first quarter. Why were you switching up your defense? And it did allow to some open threes, so just taking your perspective from it.
Yeah, I thought we got a little bit tired real quick. I mean, I thought we came out like with a big surge right at the beginning, and I thought we could conserve some energy and play a little bit of zone. Because we intend to give it a shot, you know, especially when we got a couple fouls on Liv and Meg. Yeah, we're not going to be able to just stick to one thing and just go with that. You know, I think as the season wears on, we have to be a little more creative in how we're gonna get it, some stops. But yeah, there were a lot of open looks today. But I don't think our defense was as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be a lot worse than it.
Geno, the identity of a team, when you lose what you lose, how long does it normally take to kind of, you know, claim their own identity? And what do you see the identity as eventually being?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that's something we'll find out. You know, whatever that is, whatever that identity is. You know, I think the last couple of years, you know, everybody kind of knew who was getting the ball where and when, and the big danger that you have is, you know, everybody wants to be the go-to guy, you know, that gets us going, and Right now, we have to figure out how that's going to work, you know. But yeah, we don't have one yet. We don't have an identity yet. It's probably a little too early for that. As I said, there were some interesting things that happened on the offensive end, and there were some things defensively that, as I said, I knew we were gonna struggle with some things, but it's gonna take us a while. It's gonna take us a while.
Megan and Kristen look like they kind of enjoyed the moment of like taking the moment and taking the game.
Megan and Kristen?
Yeah, Megan and Kristen.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did. You know, they both want. You know, they both want to be counted on offensively. You know, and they're going to get better and better. And I think Crystal will do a better job of getting more people involved. You know, I think she played the whole game, and that's probably not ideal. You know, but if it has to be, it has to be. But I think there's plenty of volunteers. Let's put it that way, of people who want to be. We're just gonna have to figure out how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You do think that they do want to be the go-to person,
Yeah.
because you had go-to people in the past, and now it's different. Where they weren't. You don't think they were hesitant at all today to take on that role?
Yeah, I don't think they were hesitant. I think what happened in the first half a lot was, you know, Kristen came over to me at one point. She said, you know, I'm not touching the ball. I said, no, you're not. I said, nobody is, except for the person who catches it. And the ball's not moving. You know, we're not moving, the ball's not moving, so nobody's getting the chance to actually play basketball. So that's what was happening a lot. And then we kind of got into a little bit of a flow where the ball started moving, but in the beginning it was stuck. That's what it looked to me.
Geno, how about players that need to play a complementary role? Do you look at depth eventually maybe becoming a strength of your team, or do you look at, is it rather alarming that 4 players took that many shots today?
No, not really. Not really. I would say that the majority of the shots are going to go to those guys. They're the guys that have played the most basketball here. So I don't think that, you know, I don't think those other guys they are complementary players. It's exactly what they are. And sometimes being a complementary player means you don't get any shots. You're going to have to do other things, whatever that is, you know. You know, Anna's been struggling the last couple of days, and you know, that's what happens with young players. You know, they miss a couple shots, and then they kind of withdraw into themselves, you know. And but I think they'll get better as the season goes on. I mean, it's only one game, but now those 4 are going to take most of our shots. I mean, there's no getting around that. That's not going to change. It's not like all of a sudden, you know, somebody's going to step up there and take 15 shots other than those 4 guys. That's not going to happen.
What did you make of Olivia today? She attempted a few shots
Liv?
from outside. Yeah.
I thought Liv was average. I don't think there was anything, you know. I think, you know, I think what happens is when you feel like you can make a couple shots from the perimeter, you get kind of fascinated by that, and you really don't want to be in the lane that much. So we need her to be in the lane more. And I don't think she made any from the perimeter. She made like one little 8-footer or something, and one little turnaround. But yeah, I mean, she's going to get a lot of open looks. I would let her shoot those shots too, until she proves that she can make them. And it's not like that she can't, but you know, if they come within the flow of the offense, those are easy shots and they'll go in. But I would not say today was one of those classic Connecticut offensive games, to say the least.
A little bit on why Kylo was the starter.
Why?
Yeah. First half.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I thought Anna would cry if I started her, so I tried to make her feel a little bit better. It's been in a daze the last couple of days, so I don't know what's going through her mind. I'm gonna have a little talk with her tomorrow. She looked paler than pale, if that's possible. Yeah, that might be a little too much for her. I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out. But, you know, Kyla knows what we're doing out there, you know? She's going to make a good pass. She's going to set a good screen. She's, you know, she's going to be a complimentary player, basically, you know? She probably didn't take any shots this year. I hope not.
Long line of zeros in there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Gina, you talked about wanting Kristen to do more than just score. The fact that she had 7 rebounds, I think, today, a couple assists, is that an encouraging
Right.
sign? Even her coming over and telling you that she isn't getting the ball, is that a good recognition of things out there?
Yeah, no, I want her to be involved more. I want her to rebound more. I want her to be more aggressive, you know? That's her game. I mean, she's not going to be one that is just going to wait to get it. You know, she has to be involved all the time. You know, moving without the ball, touching the ball, you know, pushing it in transition, like everything that you can imagine. She's got to be involved in and get to the free throw line. You know, so she will, but. As I said, nobody was going to look great today, the way the ball game was played.
Cal scored, I think, 14 points off his 14 second chance points, had 13 offensive rebounds. Is that just the rebounding on both ends, but you know, including defensively? Is that still remain a concern trying to get you know, limit other opportunities from other team?
You know, I have an answer for everything. We're a lousy defensive rebound. We're a lousy rebounding team. I mean, when you think about it, they had 13 offensive rebounds. We had 12. So they're probably sitting there going, you know what? We gave Connecticut too many offensive rebounds. We're not a great rebounding team. I'm glad that Megan got 10. We need Megan to get a couple offensive rebounds. You know. But I thought all in all, some of it was just weird. I don't know. It was just a weird game, man. It was weird. I sat there going, this is weird.
Have you had that feeling in practices?
It was weird. Huh?
Have you had that feeling in practices, or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just looks weird. Today was one of those days. You know, it just looked weird. You know, just, yeah, it looks to be honest with you. What do you want me to say?
After the slow start with very little ball movement, what started going right for Kristen in particular?
As I said, we just got a little bit better ball movement. She started touching the ball more. And she did what she normally does when she gets her hands on the ball. Our offense is predicated on lots of people getting lots of touches, and and Kristen thrives on that. And Crystal came over at one point. She goes, "I don't think we can run any plays today." I go, "Okay." I go, "Why not?" She goes, "Not everybody knows them." I said, "Okay." That's what happens. Some days it just looks like that. I mean, when your point guard comes over and goes, "I don't think we should run any plays today." You know? I think you better listen. I think you better pay attention. So I did.
Crystal said that?
Mm-hmm. She said, "I don't think we should run any plays today. I don't think we should run any plays anymore." I go, "Really? How come?" She goes, "I don't think anybody knows them." I said, "Okay." And let's just, you know, you, Megan, Kristen, just kind of get the ball and do your thing.
Are you hoping the view is any different when you're looking at from baseline benches on Wednesday?
That talk about weird. That would be weird too. Yeah, it's a different environment when you're playing down there. That's for sure. I think I've only been there once. Yeah, it's not normal when you're standing in the end zone watching. You know what's going on. You know, and the court's a little bit elevated. Yeah, it's different than what you see anywhere else. So.
And also doing this for Crystal, giving her, you know, a homecoming game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the new coaching staff down there, that it was, you know, it was something that we wanted to do anyway. You know, we want to try to go to places that are good places to go, you know, and it worked out great. You know, Crystal's from down that way, and it's a good program. It's a great place to go visit. You know, it's going to be good. It's going to be good for Crystal. It's going to be good for you know, her family and friends and everybody that's down there, and you know, it's going to be good for us to get a road game before we play Temple in a conference game. So this week will be good for us.